This is what I read in a week as a bookseller. A couple of months ago I did a vlog where I showed you guys exactly how much I read, what I read in a week as a bookseller, and you guys really liked it and you also wanted to see it again. Who am I to deny you that, right? Today is Monday the 10th of June, so we're starting off at the very start of the weekend, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm in a reading slump. I am currently reading 7 books and none of them are doing it for me. Some of these books too are ones that have been on my TBR, like my radar for years, and I thought I would love. So I'm kind of fearing for my life that I am actually starting to slump. So hopefully this will also just be a vlog where I try and kind of get out of my reading slump. As I said, I'm currently reading 7 books, but 2 of them are like my main current reads. We still have Milkfed by Melissa Broder. I've lost count of how many videos this has been in now. Still only 147 pages of the way through. We have this much left. Am I tempted to DNF it? Yeah, kind of, which absolutely kind of breaks my heart because Death Valley by Melissa Broder is one of the best books that I've read so far this year, and don't get me wrong, I'm not disliking this book. It's just not hitting in the way that I thought it would. It is quite heavy and I just don't think now is the right time, but I don't want to soft DNF it. I do just want to finish it at this point. Like, it's been weeks. I need to just finish it. And the other one that I'm currently reading is on my Kindle and it is Speak of the Devil by Rose Wilding. This one isn't on my physical TBR. I saw it in like the Amazon Kindle 99p monthly deals, which by the way, doing that every single month, the start of every month, I make an event of it. I love sitting down, making my cup of tea, going through all of the Amazon 99p deals for the month. Joyous to me. I saw this one and I also saw this one at work and I was like, oh, that kind of looks interesting. Maybe a thriller will get me out of my reading slump. No, babe, it's making it worse. The thing is with this one is I want to DNF it because the writing is not great. The men in it are terrifying, and not really in a way of like, oh, of course it's a thriller, like there's going to be terrifying men, but every single man in this book is literally, oh, I can't even. It honestly is the most tell don't show book I have ever read, but I want to know who did it, like, so I need to kind of carry it on. I'm also only 50% of the way through of this one, so I still have quite a way to go, and guys, nothing is hitting right now and it's making me so sad. In Speak of the Devil, we are essentially following this man who has kind of been like, and his head is on the table, like in the middle of a table. Surrounding the table there are 6 or so women who all had some sort of relationship with him or like experience with him, whether that was good or bad. 9 times out of 10 pretty bad. Like, this guy was insane, and obviously we're just trying to figure out who did it. Everyone has a motive, which is what I'm really enjoying because I don't really have any suspicions, but also maybe I don't have suspicions because I just don't care enough in terms of how it's written. That makes no sense because I do want to know who did it, just so I know. Maybe like I should just skip to the end. Yeah, those are the 2 books that I'm mainly currently reading. I think I'm going to bring Milkfed with me to work. I am working in the bookshop today solely because I need to get this read. I need to get it finished and then I can crack on with my June TBR. I haven't even read a single book on my June TBR yet and it's the 10th. So many books that I want to read, so I feel like I need to kind of finish a book or 2 and then crack on with my June TBR. Yeah, those are the 2 books that I'm mainly currently reading. I'm going to bring Milkfed to work with me and I will let you know how much I get read today. Good morning, guys. It is now Tuesday and yesterday I did the most reading I have done in so long. I did end up finishing Milkfed by Melissa Broder, which was so unexpected to me. I was absolutely not anticipating to finish this yesterday. As I said yesterday, I really feel like I am in a little bit of a reading slump. I have read this book, like this book took me nearly a month to read, and then the last however many pages, I can't even remember where I was yesterday. I'll put on screen how many pages I read, but I know it was a lot in comparison to what I have been reading anyway, so I'm really happy that I actually finished it. I think I ended up rating it 3.5 stars. I absolutely adore Melissa Broder's writing, and I feel like had I read this at a different point where I maybe weren't really slumping, probably would have been a 4 star. I definitely did prefer Death Valley 1,000,000%. That one is still 5 stars in my brain. One of the best books I've read so far this year. This one was good. Rachel has the most severe case of mummy issues I've ever read in my entire life. This girl, this bitch, oh my god, she's insane. But equally kind of in the best way. I loved reading from her narrative. I loved being in her brain, even if at times it was incredibly hard and incredibly heavy. This book talks extensively about her restrictions surrounding food, so I would say that that is a massive trigger warning in this. But we also follow her growth in that aspect, and her growth and her theories and her thoughts surrounding desire and sex. It was so fascinating. Definitely a weird book for the weird girls, so I would recommend it, I think, but I do think I read it at the wrong time, unfortunately. But 3.5 stars is not bad. Obviously, now that I finished this, I am now going to start The Guest by Emma Cline. This one is not on my June TBR, but it's one that I've been wanting to read for ages, and I'm now filming some content surrounding it, so I do kind of need to get it read, and I'm hoping that I read quite a lot of it today. I've always been so intrigued to read something from Emma Cline. I've always been told that I'll probably like her books. I think, again, she's another kind of weird one for the weird girls. Always just heard really good things about The Girls and Daddy, but also The Guest is currently Waterstones' thriller book of the month, so I kind of also want to read it for that. So yeah, I'm going to start this one today. I'm not at work for the next couple of days, so I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done, a lot of content stuff done, very much get out of my reading slump. I'm about to head out. I'm going to bring this with me, and maybe also my Kindle to carry on maybe reading the thriller that I'm currently reading, because I really don't know whether I should still DNF it or not. I did not give you an actual update yesterday. I think you would have seen that I did start a new book, but I did also finish a book yesterday. I had all intention to give you guys an update, but I honestly was having a pretty rubbish health day. Still a little bit now, but here I am to give you an update. And dare I say, I'm out of my reading slump. Like, I finished one book. I've nearly finished 2. I will definitely finish another one today, which actually fills me with so much joy. I'm not going to say that I'm completely out of my reading slump until I've read like at least another book or 2, like just to make sure. But the book that I started and also finished yesterday was Recitative by Toni Morrison. When I tell you that I am fighting for my life as to how to pronounce this word, this was the only short story that Toni Morrison ever wrote. I've only read one book by Toni Morrison before, which is The Bluest Eye. She is absolutely an author who now I do want to read everything from. After reading The Bluest Eye, I knew that I would want to carry on reading her work, so I kind of like left it a little bit to start reading them chronologically, like I do with Clarice Lispector and a couple of other authors. I feel like Toni Morrison would be an incredible author to do that with, but I did decide to pick up this one because it was only 70 pages. I thought it would be great to get me out of a slump, and oh my god, this was absolutely incredible. I so vividly remember when it was first published and everyone was talking about it, but I just never got round to it. I wholeheartedly believe that this is best going into knowing as little as possible, but if you do want to know a little bit as to what it's about, we are essentially following 2 girls in like an adoption home. I believe they meet when they are like 8 years old. They are children, and one of them is black, one of them is white. We are never told, in the entire short story, we are never told who is the black girl and who is the white girl. Essentially a short story where you were trying to figure out who is who through a means of, oh my god, just Toni Morrison's genius writing. She writes so much in so many of her books, and I know she spent her entire life talking about racial assumptions, racism in general, discrimination, and it was just so intriguing trying to kind of figure out who was who. This is undoubtedly the best short story that I have ever read in my entire life. I'm so happy that I finally decided to pick it up. I feel like it's one that opens so much discussion. It also speaks so much about the hold that relationships have on us, especially as children, and what happens if we don't kind of overcome these traumas and these bad negative experiences that have happened to us or that we committed when we were younger and as children, and if we don't ever confront them, how that holds on us as adults. It was so incredibly fascinating. 100% recommend it. Like literally 70 pages. Even if this isn't your normal genre, please read it. It took me literally an hour to read, and also Zadie Smith's introduction was so fascinating. I just adored everything about this book, everything surrounding it. Even though it's a short story and I literally just finished it yesterday, I feel like it's one that I'm definitely going to want to revisit and definitely reread fairly soon. You could just genuinely talk about this book forever. I loved it, would definitely recommend. And then today I also started a new book. I started one that is on my June TBR. Really, I'm in the mood to read on my Kindle, but none of the books on my June TBR, and I'm so aware that we're in the middle of the month and I really need to get a move on because like this is going to be the only book I've read on my June TBR yet. I don't own any of them on my Kindle, so I was like, okay, plan of action, we're going to pick the shortest one to read and then hopefully we will finish it super quick, and that is The Country Will Bring Us No Peace by Matthew Simard. I am so aware that I've spoken about this book so many times recently. It was absolutely a 5-star prediction for me. I know I've had it in my summer TBR video, like I'm just so excited for it. I am currently 92 pages of the way through. Yesterday I read up to page 50 and then I read some more this morning, so I've read 42 pages this morning. The book is like 130 pages long, so I'm definitely going to finish it today. Honestly, I want to finish it the second that I finish this clip. I just wanted to update you first. I'm really loving this, and honestly, despite the fact that it was a 5-star prediction, I kind of went into it knowing nothing other than it extensively speaks about grief. I didn't know who was grieving, I didn't know what they were grieving or who they were grieving, and I'm just so halfway through, I'm still so fascinated by this discussion and this conversation surrounding grief and these characters. In this, we are following a couple who have been struggling to get pregnant. They live in the city, so they decide to kind of take this little trip to the countryside, literally in the middle of nowhere, to just try and conceive a child and really get back on track in their relationship. And it speaks a lot about grief that they have experienced together, as well as their grief separately and the different representations of grief, and when they are grieving over the same person, the different ways that they both grieve. Despite the fact they have escaped into the countryside, there is essentially this massive like antenna that is just popped up in this forest, and everyone is so, or they're so confused by it. The locals kind of know more about it but are really holding back, and the locals are not liking to them at all, and they are not giving them anything, and it is just so strange, so eerie. It is such an atmospheric read. I can perfectly picture every single scene that is happening to a T, and I love that. I definitely think the strongest thing for me right now is just Matthew Simard's writing and how atmospheric it is and how vivid it is and how just descriptive it is. It is astounding, and the characterization is so interesting and so fascinating. I am still a little bit stuck in terms of the plot. I feel like with a book like this, it is so slow despite being so short, and is absolutely like a character driven story, which I normally love. But I think again with this one, it's going to be a case of I had such high expectations going into it, and if it doesn't even like remotely touch the surface of what I thought it would, then it's not going to be a 5-star. Right now it's probably not. It's not sitting at a 5-star. I don't know why I'm trying to sugarcoat it, but with that being said, I am definitely still absolutely loving it, and I will definitely be finishing this like right now because I'm so intrigued to see how it ends and what happens. Like, it's so eerie. Honestly, despite this being on my summer TBR, I feel like it is one to perfectly read one in autumn, or like, you know, when you have a really summer like rainy day. It's definitely a sitting on the balcony reading outside during a summer thunderstorm book, and I'm just really loving it. I'm just so intrigued to see where it goes, so I'm gonna finish this. So aware now, because I didn't film anything yesterday, that I kind of want to make up with the footage today. But honestly guys, like all morning I have been so obsessed with summer-ween vlogs. I have always been a horror girlie to my core, like horror movies. I love summer-ween. I've never actually participated in the summer-ween readathon on here, which actually completely baffles me, but like this year I'm gonna do it. I know it's running from the beginning of July to the middle of July, I believe from the 5th to the 11th. I'm not gonna lie, that is the one week where I'm actually gonna be doing stuff. Like, it's my mum's birthday, so I don't know how well it's gonna go, but I definitely want to film a long summer-ween reading vlog where we just get really cozy and a little autumnal in summer and just read like horror and thriller books. If you guys want to see me doing that vlog, definitely let me know, but I'll probably do it anyway. I will be having the time of my life. Autumn is my favorite time of the year, so I will very happily bring that into summer with a summer-ween vlog. Also guys, the biggest update, I can't believe that I didn't even start this clip with this. This is the first like clip, the first vlog that I'm actually filming since hitting 10k. I'm literally gonna cry. I never thought that I would hit 10k on here. I have been making content on this channel for like 3-4 years now. I started in COVID, and for so long I never saw any growth, and I was like, damn, it's never ever gonna go anywhere. But I always enjoyed making content so much that I just stuck it out, and like I just found fun in it, and I'm just so like over the moon, so overwhelmed, and so grateful that I hit 10k. Thank you guys so much. If I think about it too much, I will definitely cry. I genuinely wholeheartedly think that hitting 10k on here and this milestone is the best milestone that I have ever reached on any of my platforms. Some people might take that as ridiculous. I think that's slightly ridiculous, because I have definitely reached milestones on my other platforms that again I'm just so endlessly grateful for and so endlessly surprised at still. But this channel is the first thing that I ever started posting on, and the first platform that I truly ever fell in love with, and I feel like I have a real good community here and a real good sense of community here. But I just wanted to say a big thank you whilst this is the first clip that I'm filming since I hit it. I am so over the moon and so appreciative for you all, and I love you all. Thank you so much for subscribing and for watching always. It will never not baffle me that this many people want to hear me talk about books, and yeah, I just love you all. I needed to say that as this is the first clip I'm filming since I hit it, as I keep saying. But yeah, I'm just so grateful. Thank you so much. I'm now gonna cry over the fact I've hit 10k and I love you all, and over the fact that this is probably gonna just make me cry at the end anyway. I just lost my pen bookmark, but let's finish The Country Will Bring Us No Peace. You're currently balancing on my water bottle. This is probably a really bad idea. But I have now just finished The Country Will Bring Us No Peace by Matthew Simard, and the ending was rough. I really didn't know what to expect in terms of where it was going and how the book was just going to end in general, and like, it's quite an ambiguous story. I've literally just finished it, so I feel like I still haven't grasped 100% what happened and how it ended. I feel like it's one that you've definitely kind of got to sit with, but I liked it. I loved how atmospheric it was. I absolutely adored the writing. I loved the eerie sort of vibe. I think my only downfall would be that I wish there was more in the plot and more that was actually kind of going on, but equally I know that isn't the sort of story that this is. Also, if you can hear outside, I'm really sorry, my window is open because it's quite warm and it's also starting to rain, so it's actually kind of cozy. But yeah, I wanted to let you know that I have now finished it. I now kind of need to pick another book from my June TBR to read. They're all over there, so I'm going to bring over the stacks and then we can decide. I have no idea what I want to read. I know I want to read on my Kindle, but I can't get any of these on my Kindle without paying, and I don't want to buy a book on Kindle that I already own right now, so let's see what we're going to read. So this is the extensive stack of books on my June TBR that I still haven't read yet, because that was the only one that I had actually read. We have None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I am kind of leaning towards this. Mongrel. We have a poetry book. I don't really want to start a poetry book right now. Ordinary Human Failings, The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and then Mina's Matchbox. Honestly, out of all of these, I think the one that I'm kind of gravitating towards most is None of This Is True. Maybe let's just start this one. I'm kind of nervous for this. This is quite humbling. I literally could have waited until it... Oh no, guys, I actually can't take myself seriously. Maybe I should actually wait until it's out of my hair. I feel like I want to preface that I work part-time in the bookshop. When I was kind of like thinking about clips for this video, I was like, damn, people might actually get a little bit confused because I'm only in like a couple of days a week. I don't work full-time there. Just in case anybody's wondering, I know no one asked for my life story, but I used to be full-time there for over a year, and then I decided to go down part-time, so I am only in a couple of days of the week. I am in today and also tomorrow. If you guys follow my Instagram or my TikTok, I've also started posting them as shorts over here, but I do kind of exclusively post them over there. I try quite often to do days in the life of a bookseller. I do kind of leave them exclusively over there, and then like this vlog for here. But I absolutely love doing them. I always get so many comments whenever I post them about people saying, oh my god, this is my dream job. Like I would love to be a bookseller, and being a bookseller is great and incredible, and it was my dream for years. But whenever I do them, I really want to preface that they are very romanticized. I'm also going to take my hair out because I cannot take myself seriously, even though it has not been in for long, so hopefully it has brought some shape to my hair. Yeah, I do want to preface that they are very romanticized, and as much as I love filming them and I do love my job, like, it is still retail, and I think a lot of people don't really consider that when it comes to book selling, annoyingly. I know that book selling sometimes can be quite hard to get into for one reason or another, and again, I do get a lot of people asking me, one, how I got my job, two, how I feel about my job. If anyone ever has any questions about applying to be a bookseller, let me know and I'll definitely try and answer. But I do want to preface always that it is extremely romanticized when I do post these videos. Like, it is still retail, you still get those customers, like, it is still a retail job at the end of the day. I don't know why this morning I got the sudden urge to say that. Like, I know a lot of people know it's retail, this probably sounds so stupid, but I do just want to preface that it is very romanticized. I don't know, I'm very, very fortunate with my job. I absolutely love my job. I absolutely love all of the people that I work with. I'm so lucky that I am obsessed with my job, but it is retail, and for that it is just like any other retail job in all of its good and bad. For example, it is Friday the 14th today, and it is Father's Day weekend, which it's not a great weekend for me anyway, but especially when it can come to customers, like it's going to be insane. So I will try and film a couple of clips of me at work, but I'm very aware that this weekend is going to be quite a lot, no doubt. But yeah, that was my little ramble about being a bookseller. I'm gonna finish getting ready now. I'm gonna change. I'm not wearing my Harry Styles top to work, although I would absolutely love to. I wanted to come on and let you know that I have started None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. You would have seen me yesterday pick it out of my June TBR, and I'm just so intrigued by this because it's one that has been so hyped, like everyone's favorite thriller book of last year. I have read a couple of Lisa Jewell books in the past, especially when I was in my hyperfixation thriller era, like what, 4 or 5 years ago? If you were there, who remembers that? During those couple of months where I kind of exclusively read thrillers, I read a couple of Lisa Jewell's and I always kind of enjoyed them. I didn't think they were ever really groundbreaking. I always kind of predicted the endings. I thought they were sometimes quite predictable, but everyone raves about this one, so I'm really intrigued to see if this is going to be the case again for me. I feel like also I haven't read a thriller in so long that I've actually stuck out, because The Midnight Feast I DNF'd. Speak of the Devil by Rose Wilding, Speak of the Devil and The Midnight Feast, I have DNF'd both of the thrillers that I've most recently tried to read, so hopefully this won't also be a DNF. I'm really hoping that I like it. I know so many people love it, so I'll be surprised kind of if I don't. But I will say this morning, Books and Lala, I do feel like sometimes I have such similar reading taste to Kayla, and she put on Goodreads that she rated it 2 stars and she's done with this author, so now I'm like kind of nervous. But I am going to read a little bit more of this today. I'm going to bring it to work. Hopefully I'll get a bit of the way through. I'm currently 29 pages in. I will say though that the second that I get home, I will no doubt be watching Bridgerton season 3 part 2, so maybe there won't be all that much reading done, but I hope that there will be, because I do want to sit down and read this at home cozy tonight. That is the plan. I'm gonna finish getting ready for work because this clip has been so long. I've been yapping for 12 minutes. Let's finish getting ready, let's head to work, and I will see you guys later. My hair is really not herring today, but it is Monday. I did not give you any verbal updates over the weekend. I did film a couple of clips I think on Saturday where I was reading None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, and I didn't film anything on Sunday, and it's now Monday. I wanted to make sure that I at least finished this book so I could tell you my thoughts on it in this vlog. I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of cheating because I did finish this morning, but I only have like 40 pages left to finish it, and oh my god, this is the first thriller book that I have read recently that I haven't DNF'd. I think I may have already mentioned it in this vlog, if not it's in a different vlog, but I have DNF'd 2 thriller books already this month. They were Speak of the Devil and The Midnight Feast. I read some Lisa Jewell books before. They weren't always my favourites, but despite all of the hype I was quite nervous, and alas, I would say it lives up to it. This book is so incredibly compelling and unreliable. I love an unreliable narrator so much, especially in a thriller book. I think they always make them so much more addicting and page turning, and you just do not want to put them down, and this was exactly this. Like, None of This Is True. What a fitting title. I know books are meant to have titles that are quite fitting to the story, but None of This Is True, like damn. Whoever came up with that one is a genius. It was so unreliable, but so good because of it. I definitely did have some gripes with this book and some grievances with this book, which I did put on my Goodreads. I don't want to say it because they are spoilers, but on my Goodreads review, you can read it even if you haven't read the book, but like there is a spoiler section if you click it, if you do want to know especially what my grievances were with this book, because oh my god, it really pissed me off. But overall, it was exactly what I wanted from a thriller recently. It really did push me extra out of my reading slump. I feel like honestly, reading a good thriller when you think you're in a reading slump and trying to get out of a reading slump works perfectly for me, and this was exactly that, so I'm so happy that I finally decided to read it. I ended up rating it 4 stars. Honestly, if it wasn't for the #1 thing that really pissed me off throughout the entirety of the book, it probably would have been higher, which is really good, but a 4-star thriller is great for me. I would definitely recommend this. I think it's absolutely worth the hype. I really liked liked it. I loved it actually. I'm so intrigued now to read some more Lisa Jewell. For a while I kind of sworn off of her just because some of the books that I had read from her before I did like, but they were not my favourites at all, so I was like, what is the point? Now though, I definitely want to read some more, so if you have any other recommendations from Lisa Jewell, definitely let me know. But yeah, I did finish None of This Is True. I'm so happy that I finally ticked this one off my TBR because oh my god, I was been on it for so long. I feel like it's genuinely been on every single TBR, like monthly TBR, since the beginning of the year. We got there in the middle, babe. We finally read it. And yeah guys, with that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If you want to see some more weeks in the life of a bookseller, days in the life of a bookseller, anything bookseller related, how much I read and what I read in the week as a bookseller like this video, definitely let me know and I will do some more. As always, if you have read any of the books that I also read in this video, definitely let me know. Definitely let me know how you thought about them, whether you like them or you dislike them. I need to know. I'm nosy. I definitely need to know. Equally, if you watch until the very end of this video but you don't know what to comment any pink emoji for None of This Is True. And yeah guys, as always, again, a massive thank you for being here and for spending some time with me. I love you all and I will see you again very, very soon with another video.